You're watching Single Process with Jo and Barb, a video series bringing you the experts to help you go from a we to a me. Our episode today is on communicating with your ex, which most of us probably prefer not to do, but you have to.
Yeah, so there are some real strategies for doing this the right way. We have Dr. Sue in the hot seat. She's an international therapist on divorce and kids issues. Let's take it to you.
I love being in the hot seat.
We love having you in the hot seat.
All right, come on, bring it.
So here's the thing, and we've covered this a little bit in other episodes, but the temptation is just to go right back at it. Every text, every vent, you just want to get your point of view across in this process.
Why wouldn't it? When somebody's coming at you and attacking you and calling you names, you mean you don't want to call them names back? Come on, people.
Of course
I know.
you do,
I want to
right?
get my version on the record, like Joe said. Okay, so somebody sends you a nasty text, because this happens to me often.
Yes.
What are you supposed to do? I mean, I usually respond and say, no, that's not accurate, and I correct all the points.
Do you think the other person cares that you're saying it's not accurate? Think about that for a minute.
Right? Not really.
No, I guess he doesn't.
They don't care, because whatever you're saying back to this person, they think they're right anyway. So here's a tip.
Okay.
What you want to do is you want to read that text message, refrain from putting your finger on the phone and texting back in a second.
Yeah.
Don't be impulsive. Remove yourself from it for a couple hours. Think to yourself, I'm dealing with somebody that wants to get under my skin and push my buttons and is wanting me to engage in their games. Don't do it. Step back.
So we've heard this, the 24-hour rule is something we use in town when it comes to sports. So
I think 2 hours.
2 hours, okay.
Oh, good. I don't think I would wait 24.
Okay, but
I guess it depends how angry you are.
Yeah, but take a breather. Don't be reactive to something, right?
Exactly.
It's hard not to do. So I'm a real estate agent and I deal with a lot of divorce couples.
Yes.
So what they'll do is use me in the middle. They'll go back and forth copying me on everything. What am I supposed to do as a professional?
Take yourself out of it.
Okay.
And you have to put up a boundary for yourself. That's what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
When you are communicating with your ex, put a boundary
What does that look like? Give us, what's a boundary?
I'll tell you what it looks like. A boundary is when you...
It's a wall. No.
It could be a wall, but it's a defense against being attacked emotionally.
And dragged into things.
So here's something I would suggest sending back. Usually in the message from an ex, there's something about the kid in it as well, because, you have kids, that's what we're talking about in divorce. Only respond back about the kid. Do not respond back about any of the name calling. Okay, great, thanks. I'll pick up Johnny at 6.
Okay.
Have a great day.
Okay.
So let's talk about another scenario which I've seen happen. I don't do this, but I know somebody who does, who gets text after text after text from his ex-wife about his kids, and he doesn't respond to them. And I am thinking she must be pulling her hair
That's
out.
a no-no.
Oh, I'm kind of a fan of that strategy. Why?
No, these are just logistical texts or
Yes,
reasonable
Barb.
things.
That is a no-no.
What's that called? That's like passive-aggressive behavior?
Yes, because what is going to happen is if you do not acknowledge the other party in any way, they are just going to keep coming at you and coming at you and coming at you.
Oh.
Who wants that?
Right.
So if you just send back a text that says, okay, I'll consider that, that person will not stop texting you. People want answers.
Okay.
And they feel ignored when you do not respond, which makes them angry.
Okay.
I agree with that.
In general, is phone better, text, email? What do you recommend, or does it depend on the relationship?
It absolutely depends on the relationship. If you have an amicable divorce, then talking on the phone is great.
Okay.
In the situations that I deal with, which are high conflict, you can do email or these other parenting forums like the Wizard or something.
Oh,
that can
what's
be.
that? Yeah.
It's like it's from the courts, and you email each other on this email platform where the courts can look at it as well.
Oh, fascinating. I've never heard
Yeah,
of
it's
that.
called the Wizard.
Okay.
And it could be different in different states. what
Not
it's
the
called.
wizard, the wizard.
The Wizard.
Okay, good. Okay.
Should I put my magic wand up? But anyway, or texting. But when anything is getting too aggressive, I love to give this response. I will not be participating in this conversation anymore. Have a nice day.
and just leave
Boop,
it.
cut off,
boop at
leave
that.
it.
Gives them nowhere to
Okay,
go.
what do you do when you're doing a drop-off, a pickup, and the other person goes at you verbally, which happens in high conflict situations more than you think? How do
Yes.
you bring down, particularly in front of the kids, how do you bring down the heat in the kitchen?
First of all, if your ex is raising their voice to you, you do not ever raise your voice back. Most people in general who are raising their voices can be de-escalated by you simply talking in a normal tone like I am right now.
Or you could say, I'm not going to talk to you about this right now. We'll talk
Or
about
you
it
could
later.
say, I really would appreciate it if you would not raise your voice in front of the children. It's very upsetting to them.
That's like somebody telling me to calm down. That would get me all raged up.
Well, then you got some rage issues, Barb.
Clearly.
Clearly,
That's
but
good.
really, the de-escalation is not meeting them in the tone that they're in.
Okay. Okay. Oh, I like that.
Any other tips
Yeah.
on communicating with your ex?
Of course, I mean, if you're in such a high conflict situation where it's just bashing all the time, you are going to have to cut the communication off at times and take some space and take a break, because going at each other constantly is just drama. It's not good for either one of you.
And you don't want to pass messages through the kids. That would not de-escalate.
That's another great one. Don't ever use your child to send messages back and forth between the other parent.
It's so tempting though when there's so much conflict every time you communicate. It's so tempting to try and neutralize it through the kids. Don't do it.
No, because what's end up happening is they don't want to deal with what's going on
They
between you and their other parent. And that's using them to deliver messages that are adult messages. You know what we say back in my practice to people going through this? Get your adult on.
Get
Your adult on. I like that.
All right, be adults with each other. Do not use a go-between, especially your own child, that did nothing to cause this divorce. When you use your child as a messenger, you are completely placing them in the middle.
Oh, that's a good reminder. It's a big reason we did this series, as you know. So thank you. Great tips
You're
on
welcome.
communicating with your ex, because
This really is one of those episodes you want to put on replay every week.
And the thing that we laugh about is, like, it's not like your ex is out of your life once you divorce. They're more in your life. Now it's like they're in your life with a contentious attitude.
Because
So-
that's a fallacy.
Yeah,
So let's
right.
make that clear before
Yeah.
we end here today. That once you divorce your spouse and you have kids, they are still in your life for the rest
Yes.
of your life, because they are the parent of your child. And if you like them or you don't like them, they're still going to be there.
Okay,
And you're gonna have to learn how to
make
deal
it
with them.
work.
Yeah,
Make
go
it
get your
work.
parent on. All right. For more on this topic and others, check us out on thesingleprocess.com.